Hello, I'm Caroline Gumble, CEO of the Chartered Institute of Building, CIOB. I'm sorry I cannot be with you in person today. However, I am delighted to be able to talk to you about CIOB's work to help improve quality in construction. I will also talk about our work with partners to change the culture in construction and embed thinking about quality as a priority for all those in our industry. This isn't something that can be done in isolation. Culture change across the industry is what is needed to get it truly present and embedded at all levels. And that's one of the reasons I'm so delighted to be invited to talk to you about this, as the Corps of Royal Engineers is, in my view, an important partner to have joining forces with us in the drive to improve quality. On the theme of working with partners and collaborating effectively, I want to mention that I gave a similar talk almost a year ago at an event organised by RICS, the Chartered Surveyors professional body. We have an ongoing and very productive partnership with RICS and RIBA, our sister professional bodies, on the quality agenda, the programme needed to put it into practice. Today, I'll give you an overview on how we've come to the conclusion that there really is a need for a focus on quality in the built environment. I emphasise that's the whole of our built environment, as there is often more attention paid to quality in housing, and that is important, but quality needs to be a focus in every aspect of construction, regardless of the type of project or building we're working on. So, on making the case for quality, taking a step back from the specifics of any one incident or issue, there is a cost, an actual impact on the bottom line if you deliver poor quality and poor value. This has a direct correlation to the productivity of the industry. And in looking at our research into quality in construction, somewhere along the way, it seems an institutional acceptance of error crept into the construction process, no doubt driven by cutting costs in the name of value engineering. Our Code of Quality Management, published in September last year and available for free from our website, addresses the fact that quality, or rather the failure of quality, is one of the most important issues facing the construction industry today. And I'm excited to announce that the next iteration of that publication, our best practice guide for quality management, is due out soon, so watch this space. Our specific interest in quality followed Professor John Cole's report into the defects that led to the closure of 17 schools in Edinburgh, and, along with other industry bodies, we played our part in addressing this. Around the same time, declining consumer satisfaction with new homes did flag up the need to address some serious quality failings in the residential sector. Then, just a few months later, in June 2017, the fire at Grenfell Tower in London claimed the lives of 72 people. This is the real cost, the human and social cost. It was a clarion call for fundamental change in the way buildings are designed, procured, constructed, and managed. It dawned on us that serious problems were not just isolated events, but instead were systemic. Our commission of past CIOB presidents, set up in 2017, investigated the issue of quality in construction and considered what practical steps were needed to address it. In gathering evidence, we surveyed the industry, and the response pointed overwhelmingly to the need for top-to-bottom change. 84% of respondents said workmanship suffers because of poor management of quality, and 82% said signing off work is compromised by the same. So the evidence proved what we suspected, that time and cost considerations have pushed quality to the back of the queue, and inherent industry systems and culture may be too weak on their own to restore quality as an equal priority. I'll also take a moment to mention some of the work we've done with RIBA and RICS as part of the work on practical tools to support the delivery of quality. RIBA, RICS and CIOB launched a free-to-download digital tool in 2018, the Quality Tracker, to improve the quality of outcomes in the construction industry. The Quality Tracker has a number of distinct benefits for the construction industry. These are important because the tracker is a constant reminder of quality targets. It aligns with the RIBA plan of work. The Quality Tracker gives purchasers, tenants and asset managers a straightforward history of the quality targets for the building they are buying. It also allows clients to demonstrate their commitment to quality and differentiate themselves in the market. Finally, wider adoption of the tracker will incentivise better quality in buildings. As I mentioned, I am firmly of the belief that quality is an issue for the whole sector, not just for house builders, not just for our members. It is something that applies to the breadth of the industry. We believe that the work we have done reflects the impact of the quality issues on SMEs, which make up most of the industry, and not just the big players. I'm also keen to highlight that the results of this have the potential to have global reach. We may have the UK's facts and figures at our fingertips, but we have members worldwide and know that there is a huge variation in quality in some regions. There is much to learn, and a number of the issues apply globally. And I suspect that there are those of you in the audience who have served here and overseas and would agree wholeheartedly. In terms of other activities which have a bearing on the quality agenda and on CIOB and its partners are trying to have a positive influence. About 2 years ago, plans for a new Homes Ombudsman to be established were announced. The intention was to, and I quote, champion home buyers, protect their interests and hold developers to account. In June of this year, we welcomed the appointment of a chair of the interim New Homes Quality Board, and prior to that, we had supported the creation of this new body to provide a voice for consumers. We called for it to be independent, to be able to set timescales for house builders to deal with property defects and to direct house builders or developers to take remedial action, correcting previous remedial work if necessary. I still see the New Homes Ombudsman as a key mechanism in pushing the construction industry to strive for better, and will watch it with keen interest as it establishes itself. More recently, in July, the government published the draft Building Safety Bill. This bill is intended to take forward fundamental reform of the building safety system and address the issues identified by Dame Judith Hackett in her independent review, Building a Safer Future. CIOB has been active on the working groups that have informed some of the draft bill, and our members have been at the heart of consultations leading to some of the proposals. We welcome the 53 recommendations set out in the Hackett Review and are pleased to see that the bill follows through with these, especially regarding the need for a more rigorous regulatory framework, a golden thread of information, and a series of robust gateway points to strengthen regulatory oversight. However, there are aspects of the legislation that have the potential to throw up real-world issues for the industry. Key questions must be answered, including whether there are going to be enough people to perform the new roles outlined in the bill. How will these people be recruited and trained? How will the industry be ensured to carry out work on high-risk buildings? CIOB has responded to the Housing, Communities and Local Government Select Committee's call for evidence for its scrutiny of the draft Building Safety Bill. Our response raised these points. They must be addressed by government if the regime is to succeed in creating a safer built environment. And for clients and for the regulator to have the proper assurance and to be certain that new trained building safety managers have the necessary qualifications and competencies, we need to think about whether the current educational infrastructure is equipped to provide this. The availability of experts to deliver training, as well as the cost of delivering a high-quality accreditation scheme, must be considered. It may be that timing is tight when training alone is likely to take at least 3 to 4 years to complete. Will it be tricky for a brand new role to be created and fully operational in the time it takes for the bill to be enacted? The solution to building safety needs to be robust, and thought must be given to timescales, cost and resourcing. The success of the new regime will hinge on the Health and Safety Executive, the HSE, having the resources it needs to carry out its new functions as the building safety regulator. While the extensive regulatory change set out in the bill is welcome progress, it has implications for the availability and affordability of insurance products, particularly professional indemnity insurance for duty holders who, under the new legislation, will hold increased levels of responsibility. Without appropriate insurance, vital work will not get done. All parts of the built environment sector will have to work closely alongside government in partnership to help the insurance industry adapt to this change. Ultimately, the draft bill sets out a compelling vision for the future of the industry. However, the devil is in the detail. Essentially, the outcome of the new building safety regime will depend on how it is able to function in practice and whether or not it can help deliver the quality we all need. CIOB will continue to work closely with industry and government to help ensure that the detail of the legislation is fit for purpose, and we will monitor the bill as it moves through its parliamentary stages. Given all these activities and the work of the partnership of professional bodies, our industry has a once-in-a-lifetime opportunity to make meaningful change to the culture in the built environment. How we as an industry implement the outcomes from the Hackett Review and embed the good work that we and others are doing to improve the culture of construction is absolutely critical. I know it won't be easy, and I know it's trite to hark back to the good old days. But when I was on site with my father, who was a brickie, I spent plenty of time trundling from one site to another in a builder's van. There was no visible health and safety in those days. I didn't even have to wear a seatbelt in the van. So how times have changed for the better. and it is the right moment to change things for the better again. I see in my meetings with industry representatives, government officials, and our members that there is a real positivity and belief that we can do better on quality. So I'm using this opportunity to reissue a call to action I made in my first couple of weeks at CIOB. Please join the cause and support the work to embed a quality culture in construction. Download our Code of Quality Management and look at what we've learnt about the drivers and enablers of construction quality management. Please also help us to highlight and embed the good practices in the industry, both in the UK and overseas. Today, CIOB represents the most diverse set of professionals in the construction industry, from designers to facility managers. Our members are professionals with expertise ranging from heritage restoration to cutting-edge environmental technology. They have created many of today's building wonders: Buckingham Palace, Nelson's Column, Sydney Opera House, the Beijing Olympic Stadium. Our members have left a real mark on the world. And perhaps most importantly of all, they are part of a community, a global network of like-minded professionals who share common challenges, solutions and aspirations. They foster teamwork, collaboration and a better way of doing things. CIOB is proud to support them in making the world a better place and to challenge the wider industry to exceed the imagination of society. Delivering quality in the built environment is one of many things our members are committed to. Thanks and welcome to all of you who are ready to join us in this movement. Thank you.